Hello, thank you for joining me as we continue on in our series on learning the Hebrew alphabet and their meanings. Now I pray and I hope that as we're going through these letters that it will ignite something within you, an interest, something that you've never heard or learnt before. And I know that if you continue on and delve further and take these studies further in your own life, and start to read the scriptures from the Hebrew perspective and understand from the Hebrew language, I know that your understanding of the scriptures will just go to the next level. You'll see things that you've never ever seen before. And your understanding of God and who God is will change, and you'll just draw that much closer to God. So with that being said, let us now move on to the 16th letter of the Hebrew alphabet. Now let's first look at this letter in the square script. This is the letter Ayin, and we see that on our screens. The first letter is an Ayin, a Yod, and a final Nun, and it's pronounced Ayin. And it looks like an English lowercase letter Y. And you can see the similarities between a Y and the letter Ayin in the square script. Now let's have a look at this letter in the Paleo. This looks nothing like the square script. It looks like a circle or a ball. Now the last script we'll look at is the pictograph, which are like pictures of what the letter is representing. So the pictograph for the letter Ayin, you can see there on your screens. As you can see, it's similar to the Paleo. It looks like a stick figure drawing of an eye with an eyeball. Let's have a look at the three forms next to each other. On the left we have the modern square script of the letter Ayin. In the middle is the Paleo, and on the right is the pictograph. We can see how this letter has changed over time and how it has ended up quite different in the modern square script. Going from a stick figure drawing of an eye and then changed to what we have now. Now some of the meanings of this letter are an eye, to see, to watch, know, understanding and experience. Some of these meanings can be seen in the pictograph and Paleo scripts as they show the picture of an eye. What do you do with your eye? You watch, you see, you comprehend things with. And then understanding and knowing comes, and also experience. So you see how all these meanings are connected to the meanings of the letter. Now let's have a look at some of the Hebrew words that start with the letter Ayin. The first word I want to show you is pronounced Eved, and this is the Hebrew word for a servant, slave, to work, a bondman, also a worshipper. And another meaning is to work subject to another's will, which is exactly what a servant or a slave does. The next word I want to show you is pronounced avar, and this is to cross over, to pass, the region beyond. And this three-letter root is the root for Hebrew. They are the ones who crossed over, starting with Abraham. It literally means being transplanted from one area, one soil, into a better soil. To transplant, to cross over. And this is exactly what happened to Abraham, who was the first Hebrew. Another word I want to show you is pronounced ad, and it means eternity, forever, perpetuity, continuing future, witness and testimony. Another word I want to show you that starts with the letter I and is pronounced Edah. Edah, and it's congregation, assembly, group assembled by appointment. Now this means so much in the context of what this means in ancient Israel, how they were assembled by an appointment. And the Feast of Yahweh are appointed times. Something to think about and to consider. The next word I want to show you that starts with the letter I and is pronounced or. And this is the word for skin, hide, and leather. The Hebrew word or. Another Hebrew word is pronounced azar, and this means to help, assist, aid, and support is azar. The next word I want to show you is pronounced Ayin, and this is the same as the pronunciation of the letter Ayin, and it's the eye, visible surface, appear, spring, fountain, and to look. And you can see some of the connections here. A spring, if you can imagine a spring, it looks like an eye, the round shape of an eye, and also a fountain. So you can see the connections here. The next word I want to show you is pronounced ear, and this is the Hebrew word for city or town. Another word is pronounced Arab or Arav, and this means to mix, mixture, a mixed company. Also an Arab, the mixing of materials. For example, the iron mixed with clay in the feet of Nebuchadnezzar's statue. That where it says it was a mixture of iron and clay, that's this word here, Arab or Arav. Also is connected to the afternoon. As the light dims from noontime onwards, there is a mixing of day and night. So you see how concrete the Hebrews viewed the world. They see from the noontime onwards that in the afternoon that the light gets lesser and lesser and the darkness gets more and more, and you see the mixing of light. That's this word. And the last word I want to show you is pronounced Isar, and this is the number 10 in Hebrew. And this is also the same root for the word tithe, or 10th part, which is literally what a tithe is. It's a 10th part. And that's this Hebrew word, Isar. So there are other words that I could have covered, but some of these words I have covered with you, you may be familiar with. Others I have highlighted as they have quite a different meaning in the Hebrew text and in the original Hebrew mindset than what they do in the modern day English translations. There are also some words that I've shown you that have highlighted a relationship with the meaning of the letter Ayin, like the word iron, which is an eye, and to see, so one can help and assist and give aid and support to another. Most things are connected to the eyes as far as doing and behaving in certain ways. So you can see these connections, how they join together in the different words that we have covered. So next time I'll be teaching on the 17th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, which is the letter Pei. So until then, may Yahweh bless you, may Yahweh watch over you and your loved ones. So until next time, blessings and shalom.
Thank you for watching. We pray that this teaching has been a blessing to you. For more information, please go to www.ancientfoundationbiblefellowship.com. Shalom.